Good evening, everyone. My name is AJ, and I am arguing that I believe United States Supreme Court justices should not have lifetime tenure. So let's take a look at my two definitions. My first definition is the Supreme Court, which is defined as the head of the judicial branch. Their responsibility is to ensure that laws and decisions that were made within the U.S. are constitutional. My other word for a definition is tenure. Tenure is defined as to give someone a permanent post, especially a teacher or a professor. The burdens of this debate are as follows. The affirmative needs to prove that U.S. Supreme Court justices should not have lifetime tenure, while the negative needs to prove that the U.S. Supreme Court justices should have lifetime tenure. The criteria for the debate is Supreme Court justices and lifetime tenure. So now let's take a look at my two claims. My first claim is U.S. Supreme Court justices' lifetime tenure can lead to unaccountability. According to a June 2005 issue of The Atlantic, in an article entitled "Life Tenure is Too Long for Supreme Court Justices," Stuart Taylor Jr. writes, by making new appointments less frequent, longer tenure has diminished the abilities of presidents and senators to provide the only form of democratic accountability that is consistent with senators to provide the only form of democratic accountability that is consistent with judicial independence. Our country is built on democracy. However, presidents and senators have been limited on how they can give feedback or reward officials in charge of setting and performing public policy. Judicial independence is the idea that the judiciary branch should be independent from the other branches of government, so the legislative branch and the executive branch. Presidents and senators' democratic accountability should be aligned with judicial independence, but the tenure of Supreme Court justices' terms makes it hard for them to do so. It goes on to say, the average time between appointments has nearly doubled from 1.7 years from 1970 to 3.3 years since, with no appointments since 1994. In the 1950s and 1960s, the average time between appointments was little more than 1.5 years. Now it has doubled to more than 3 years since, but the discrepancy lies in the 20-plus years since the last appointment. The only time a Supreme Court justice gets appointment is when one of them passes away. This tells us that no justice has passed since 1970. For these aforementioned reasons, the U.S. Supreme Court justice should not have lifetime tenure. It puts presidents and senators in a tough spot because they have to nominate a Supreme Court justice after one passes away. Data shows that there was a huge uptick in the average appointments of new Supreme Court justices from 1970 to 1994. Supreme Court justices should have a mandated tenure just like presidents and senators. My second contention is about randomness. U.S. Supreme Court justices' lifetime tenure can lead to randomness. Later on in the article, life tenure is too long for Supreme Court justices, Taylor Jr. claims, filling Supreme Court vacancies is a cardinal presidential power. In this instance, the term cardinal refers to something being of great importance or fundamental. It is one of their job duties. He then adds, but life tenure leaves each president's allotment to chance, skewed by individual justices' efforts to hang on so as to thwart the ambitions of presidents they don't like. Some presidents choose court justices based on whether they like them or not because of their credentials. The nomination or appointment of a justice could just be out of sheer chance. For these reasons that were stated, the U.S. Supreme Court justices should not have lifetime tenure. Presidents sometimes pick the justices based on if they like them or not, as well as how they can benefit them personally. They do not take what the nominees have done into account. They could be immoral and still get their job. Thank you for listening.